It is time for me to finally organize and put together my bookshelves. I actually read it on Z Library. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Bookmas / Vlogmas Day 2. So if you guys don't know, back in October, when I'm filming this, October 23rd, we moved into a new place. We actually moved in like October 1st, pretty much. But we were here for pretty much 1 week, and then we were actually in Japan for about a week and a half, and now we've been home for exactly 1 week, and it is time for me to finally organize and put together my bookshelves. This is gonna really make this house feel like a home, to be honest. I think we've been here a while and pretty much everything is unpacked. We have like 2 or 3 boxes that are still packed, but for the most part, everything is unpacked, everything is getting there as far as being properly organized. And because we're actually in a townhouse now, not an apartment, so the library room is basically just the second living room, slash like the upstairs landing almost. I will show you guys in a minute, and having it be so disorganized and just like there's books everywhere, there's random like just crap everywhere that we haven't got to yet. So having this section put together is gonna make living here feel so much more ready, and like, that doesn't make any sense. It's gonna make this house feel so much more like it's ours and like it's actually unpacked. So let me show you what we're working with. When you walk up the stairs, you come up to the main landing area slash upstairs living room. It is quite a big space, like we're quite lucky, but you walk up, over here's our bedroom. It's a bit messy, you'll see that in videos coming throughout Vlogmas and Bookmas. We have the office down there, a spare bedroom, and the spare bathroom. I'm really excited to have this space. As you can see, we have a couch. It's covered in all the stuff that was on top of these bookshelves, creating a mess. We have a little reading chair, Sam's litter tray, and then obviously the bookshelves. I am really happy we made the decision to get rid of our 2 tall bookshelves and replace them with a 3rd short one, because they really made the room feel so small and took up so much space and light from the room, just having one here and one here and then the 2 short ones in the middle. It just made the whole room feel really small, and this looks a lot nicer. It's gonna look a lot cleaner and a lot, I don't know, more like a living room and less fully like a library, which unfortunately, when you live with a partner, you have to make sacrifices, guys, and this is my sacrifice. I'm just hoping that all the books do fit. I think they should, but let's all hope. So the book situation and how I'm gonna go about this, I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I had thought this through, but I've got no clue. Because they're shorter, do I go like crossways instead of up and down? So like, for example, typically I feel like with people's bookshelves and with my bookshelves previously, it was sort of like, you know, romance, fantasy, thriller. Like, for example, should I instead do like romance, fantasy, thriller, like that kind of vibe? I think that could be fun to sort of more do it, like view them as one bookshelf instead of one shelf, one shelf, one shelf, just like one big long bookshelf. I don't know if that's making any sense. I don't know, don't really know what I'm saying here, just talking. Okay, I'm going to get all of my books, get them unpacked, and I guess start putting them in piles of genre. As you've seen, we've made some progress. I'm gonna go put a t-shirt on because I am sweating so bad. And then, so this is what we've got, as you guys have seen. So I'm thinking, we start with dark romance, we make our way across, we eventually go into romance, just as a whole. Maybe start with like sports romance and then move into just like generic romance. Then we're going to go to romantasy and fantasy before moving on to mysteries, thrillers, regular fiction, and then like I have a pile here of YA romance books that I only have for nostalgia purposes. I'm never gonna read again, like self-help books, random stuff like that. Hopefully we can get it all to fit. Okay, I feel like this is a pretty good example of me trying to save space right now. But as I kind of tried to show you guys, I have a second copy of Punk 57, so I've just like slid it behind and hid it back there, because like I'll know that it's there, but I don't need it on display. And then another space saving thing I'm doing is hiding the 3 books from the Devil's Night series behind the first book, because like that takes up way less space than having the 4 of them next to each other. So okay guys, I'm now at kind of an awkward part where I need to really decide if I want to do it carrying on across or down. I'm really torn because I don't want this shelf to be all black, which it will be if I continue Dark Romance down, because then when you come up the stairs all you're gonna see is black books. But I also don't want, like, you could say like, okay, we'll just make this shelf the Dark Romance, but I also don't want you to come up and just see like rainbow books, because that's also not the vibe. So I kind of think I'm going to just carry on. Okay, I feel like I'm sort of just talking to talk and to think through my brain, which you guys do not care about. So I'm gonna think on it, maybe play around a little bit, and I will update you guys in a minute. As you can see, I have done this top row. It is completed. The fantasy is completed, and it's pretty much just the one shelf with this tiny bit of carry on from up here. So I feel like if I now kind of do same method, start with a shelf. This is obviously the shelf that's mostly on display, which is why I right away started with my Penelope Douglas, because I know that Penelope Douglas is my favorite author. I always want it on display. So I'm thinking if I start down here, straight away go with Emily Henry, Ali Hazelwood, and Magnolia Parks. I am back and ready to carry on with these bookshelves and getting them done. Also, I have really bad allergies today, so ignore my red eye. Hopefully it goes down soon. We are here to finish these freaking bookshelves, and I am going to finish them today 100%. The only thing I've done since I last was filming is I have stacked the books into piles, which will make this a lot easier. We have little Salem girl here to help. She does love me, she just doesn't like to act like it. Okay guys, I've changed some things around a little bit, like just this morning while I was stacking them, but I don't know if I'm happy with the way that I've done this, but we're in it, so there's not really much choice. Okay, we had a little bit of a break because my battery died and my matcha and bagel were delivered to me. This is what I'm working with. I'm thinking I'll do like, have this one this way and then have these two sideways like that and put the rest behind them somehow. I'm thinking I'm gonna move down to this box for now, which has like non-fiction, general fiction sort of vibes. Okay, so I've done this and I've added in my Colleen Hoover books just because I don't really have many of them, but these two books I did really enjoy, Heartbones and Confess. I've unhauled a lot of them already. These are just the ones that like I can maybe see myself reading one day, even though I don't think I would ever read them. I don't know. If I can somehow make space for these YA books, because they're the only books that I'm sort of freaking out about where the hell I'm going to put them. Also, how beautiful is this cover of Paper Towns by John Green? Guys, I finished. I'm so excited. I'm really happy with them. I have half a spare shelf, plus I'm sure I could squish some books together if I really had to. I'm so excited. This is them. I'm actually really happy with how they look. I think they look really good. I'm so excited. I obviously need to play around, fix the top of the shelves, organize them. I have all this stuff here to put up there, so I guess I'm gonna do that now. And I'm probably not gonna film that. I'm probably just gonna get that done today, and then I will show you guys the actual final product. And if I decide to change anything around, then I will. But okay guys, I've officially finished the book room. I'm so happy with it. I love it. Ignore Faye, she is playing. I am obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with this area. I feel like now I just want to be up here all the time. Only problem, it gets pretty boiling hot up here, especially in Australian summers. So we're not even in summer yet, are we? So I can't even begin to imagine how hot it's going to be come summertime, but it's fine. Of an evening, this could be a cute place to hang out, or early in the morning. But let me show you how it looks, because I am just obsessed. Obviously, we have litter tray, cat stuff. Cats, ignore. Walking past the cats, we have obviously the beautiful bookshelves, which are just gorgeous and I'm obsessed with them. And then we have our couch, this little gallery wall type situation, and the reading chair and lamp, which everything about this I'm just obsessed with. This is a close-up of the gallery wall. This is actually our wedding invitation, and that's like a little photo booth we did in Japan, and then these two are just random prints. On top of the bookshelves, over this side, I have my two US covers of Emily Henry books. I've got Beach Read and Book Lovers, a little Taylor Swift prayer candle, of course, a little, sorry if you hated that, tray of crystals, and my candelabra, what's that called, candle holder? Doesn't have any candles in it right now, but maybe one day. Then we have this huge TV. Definitely think we probably should get a smaller one. There is no need for a TV that big up here, and it's also, it was quite a cheap TV. It's just from our old office, so it might be worth downsizing that one, to be honest. Over this side, look, it's looking a little crowded, but that's okay. We have my 4 hardcover books. These are the only hardcovers I have. If you guys are not Australian, you're probably like, what the hell? But in Australia, we don't really do hardcovers. I have Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton, Sicko by Amo Jones, and then 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and Gothicana, which is my favourite book ever. Then over here, I just have this little setup, some more crystals, Tales of Beetle the Bard, my journal, an old candle that's now just like storage. This thing, a little kangaroo that my friend made me, and this little sign, but it broke, so I need to glue it back together so it can actually sit up. So that is everything on top of the bookshelves, and then on this side, obviously we will get into the bookshelves. I'd say they're full, probably would be how I'd explain it. We've got a little bit of space down here. That is where Happy Place goes, but that's my current read, so that's why it's not there. That shelf is full. There's a tiny bit of space up here. That's about it. So, perfect. I literally just found this book, The Tenant by Freda McFadden, and I don't know where it's going to go because our thriller shelf is literally squished in as tight as could be. So that's amazing. Gonna have to figure that one out. I am actually literally right now about to film a book unhaul, which will be Vlogmas Day 6, maybe. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. And as you guys saw in the previous clips when I was still working on it, there is a lot of books stacked behind the front layer of books, which is not ideal at all. And I also have nowhere I can put any more bookshelves. So I don't really know where to go from here when I run out of space. Okay, starting over here on the very top left shelf. I'm so sorry. Faye playing with that cat ball is going to get annoying. Look how cute Salem looks. Can you see her? Oh my gosh. Basically it starts with my Penelope Douglas, and then we have some Amo Jones and Runix. So 3 top favourite dark romance authors, starting off strong. Then down here we have Emily Henry books, just the like initial first published new release paperback size. I don't know what this is called, new release paperback. I think that's what it would be called. So I know in America, I'm not sure about the UK and Canada, but in the US, I know when a book is a new release, it comes out in a hardcover first, or at least most of the time. In Australia, it doesn't come out in hardcover, it comes out in this huge size, which is amazing. So all my Emily Henry books in that size I have here, and then behind them I have the regular size. Then we have some Jessa Hastings, Conditions of Will in that big new release paperback size. Amazing. And then my Magnolia and Daisy Hates, like the first ones, all tabbed. Can you guys see that? Clearly I love those books. Next up we have The Long Way Home, which I have read. I read it on my Kindle though, so that copy is not tabbed, unfortunately. And I am a little bit worried because obviously I'm going to need to complete that collection when I eventually get to it, but I don't really know where I'm going to put that. So then we have Ali Hazelwood. This is so annoying. This is the US version because I was in America when I bought it, but that's okay. Again, there are 2 more Ali Hazelwood books that have come out that need to fit in there somehow that I don't have physical copies of. A problem for another day. The Deal and the Legacy by Elle Kennedy, and then the Briar U series, which I love this series so much. I also love the Off Campus series, but I actually read it on Z Library. It's not cool, it's not funny. Elle Kennedy, if you're watching this, I will financially compensate you myself for doing that. But guys, I was 18 and I wanted to read a book. Okay. They were some of the first books I ever read. Okay, and I didn't really realize the implications of Z Library. Again, if I get more of them, what the hell am I gonna do? I don't know. Oh dear. Then we have the 3 summer books by Elle Kennedy and Misfit as well. Sorry, I forgot about that. Springtide Fault Line by Kai Stevens. And then Icebreaker, but not really enough room because Happy Place usually goes back here. Ignore, I don't have space. And then Wildfire continues on that way. So down here we have Infinity Between Us and A Risk Gone Forever by N.S. Perkins, Before We Were Strangers, and then 2204 Hunter Lane, which these 4 are some of the like saddest but best books I've read. They're like rip your heart out romances. So sorry about this, guys. The fact that they're on the floor is so sad, but obviously I only have 3 shelves, so you know. Next we have Serenading Heartbreak, Identity, and Dirty Like Me, which these are both rockstar romances, Bad Influence, Southern Charmer, The Simple Wild. All of these are part of a series, so, and series that I do plan on continuing. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do. Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, which I'm so excited to read. I'm actually going to be reading that for a reading vlog this Bookmas, so again, make sure you guys subscribe and watch for that. Then we have Love Light Farm, In the Weeds, and First Time Caller. These 2 books by Jade Church, which I was actually sent. They were the first and also the only books that I have been sent by an author, but really enjoyed them, and they're both so short and fun. Highly recommend. Not in My Book, Katie Holt, X's and O's. Basically, this is like miscellaneous romance books, really. Like standalone romances, for the most part. Some of Broken Rules, Love and Time of Serial Killers, With Love from Cold World, some Mariana Zapata, Tessa Bailey, 4 Aunties and a Wedding. Look, I don't think I'll ever read that, to be honest. That's probably going to be something that gets unhauled. Archer's Voice, Every Summer After, The X-Vows, which I'm also reading for a video very soon. Love in Other Words. Okay, Mindfuck series. Guys, if you haven't read this, please, 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 please. This shelf looks like it's literally about to fall down. That's a little worrying. My Dark Romeo, Seven Time Valentine, another really good underrated book, especially if you like a sapphic romance that's like gothic, dark academia vibes, and I mean, check trigger warnings, it's quite dark. Then we have Haunting and Hunting Adeline, Priest, Grimstone, There Are No Saints, Minx and the Savage, all by Sophie Lark. This series by Althorpe, I forget what it's called. Then we have the Royal Hearts Academy series by Ashley Jade. I've read this whole series twice, don't ask me why. Things I Want to Say by Monica Murphy. I loved that book, to be honest. Harmony by Addison Jane, Nightshade by Autumn Woods, which I'm so excited to read, Poison Roses by Jamin Eve and Tate James, which you guys will see me read in a vlog during Bookmas that I've already filmed and took me by surprise. Hate by Tate James, Butcher and Blackbird, Neon Gods, King of Battle and Blood, and Vamps. Let's move down again, I suppose. We have Wildfire, continuing on from Icebreaker over here, Wildfire, Behind the Net, The Wrong Mistress. So this is like sports romances, and then obviously we get into Done and Dusted, and what's this called? The Rebel Blue Ranch series, and the Chestnut Springs series. Then we have Binding and Keeping 13, as well as back here somewhere is my, nope, not there. See, there's a lot of books back here, guys, but like I kind of know what's back there. Back there I have the traditional, or like the indie published cover of Binding 13. Then we have my Addicted and Calloway Sisters series. This is how I chose to do it. I don't know, it does take up less space than having them all sideways, believe it or not. I didn't even talk about the fact that that's what I did up here with the Devil's Night series as well. Then we just have Twisted Love, Twisted Games, and King of Wrath, and then Promises and Pomegranates, which doesn't really make sense there, but it's the only place that it fit, to be honest. Then if we come downstairs, and if we come down to the bottom shelf, we've got Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. I put it here because it obviously doesn't make sense here with the sports romances, but it is Hannah Grace, so at least here it's like right under Wildfire. Things We Got Over by Lucy Score, Something Wilder, The On Honeymooners, and True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. Can I Steal You for a Second, Practice Makes Perfect, Kit McBride Gets a Wife, The Spanish Love Deception, Make the Season Bright, To Hate Adam Connor, I'm Not So Mean Cute, Part of Your World, which I know I need to read this. I can't believe I've not read a single Abby Jimenez book. It's insane. The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, Crossed, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and then my two after books. Okay, onto the third and final shelf. Up the top is just basically fantasies. Again, I might be able to get rid of some of these I don't know, actually, I kind of want to read all of these, or have read them. Like, love. Need to obviously finish this series, and I do have Powerful back there. I have the first Vampire Academy book, and then I do have the rest of the series hiding behind. That's another thing I've done a lot, is having the first on display, and then the rest of them are back, because there's no room, unfortunately. Done the same thing down here with Clockwork Angel and City of Bones. I then have the rest of the series back there. Moving down, we have my Zodiac Academy, Court of Thorns and Roses, and Cruel Prince, which is just like overflow from the fantasy shelf. And then we have One of Us is Lying and the Inheritance Games series / universe. And then we get into some thrillers. These are like more mysteries, I suppose. Ivy and Reputation. I guess they're a little bit thriller, I don't know. But then we got all thrillers. The Hotel Nantucket, which I'm so excited to read. Moving down to our final shelf, we have Heartbones and Confess by Colleen Hoover, which are the only two Colleen Hoover books I've read, but I did love them. I do have a couple other Colleen Hoover books hiding back there, but will I ever read them? I don't know. I have Girl Online by Zoe Sugg, which is obviously like a very young, is it even YA? Is there something younger? I don't know. But I did love that book when I read it. And then I just have this whole stack of books that I read when I was like a teenager, like an early teenager. I have these two Lindsay Kelk books, which again is so random, but I don't know, they're part of my reading journey, so they're there. Some books that my fiance reads. And then we have Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I feel so sad that it's like shoved down here in the corner with all the books that I don't really need, but whatever. These three, which I love. I also have Normal People, Bunny, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. And then at the very end we have some non-fiction. We've got Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and The Let Them Theory. For now, that is everything. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here for Bookmas. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's only day 2, but we've got 10 more fun videos coming every single day, so make sure you are subscribed and have notifications on and everything. We've got some reading vlogs planned, some regular vlogs, some more sit down videos. We've got a lot, so I'm very excited. Bye.